And sets another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
Wait, hello.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back for another episode of Bones and Tubs.
Back again.
We're
time of need.
We're in April now. You know, April showers time. I could go outside right now and it looks like shitty as fuck out.
Yeah. It's nice, though, when it's warm out, because I was walking the other day, and I noticed that trees are starting to green up, little bushes, you know, and I looked, and there were, like, birds, you know, they're doing their, the patriarchal raping of the women birds.
Yeah.
It's nice.
As they'll do.
As they should.
Yeah. Propagation,
right.
You know. But yeah, thank you for coming back for just more of this awesome show, like, you know, and it's awesome that a lot of people listen to this and they're growing with us at the same time. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And they watched us like in our infancy up until now and enjoy the show and just watching us grow because like we're coming up on the next level of things.
Thanks to you know, all the Patreon donations.
Yeah, thanks to viewers like you.
Yeah, it's like a not shitty version of PBS.
Exactly. See, instead of like, you know, your tax dollars going to something you may necessarily not agree with. When you put your money into Patreon with us, you're agreeing with us when you do that.
And I promise it won't fund abortions.
Nope. Or anything heinous.
Yeah.
I mean, all you're really funding is us talking.
If you had enough money, like from Patreon, would you Scud missile a country, or would you just leave it alone?
I'd leave it alone for the time being, but I'm not taking it off the table.
I understand. It makes sense.
I'm not taking it off the table.
Yeah.
You know, if we were to somehow develop like. If, like, we ended up on, like, Forbes' richest countries list, like, somehow we got ahead of, like...
Bones and Tubs is above Papua New Guinea.
Exactly. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kim Jong-un.
I was gonna say, yeah, fuck you, Kim Jong. We'll take things in our own fucking hands.
Fat girl with your fake-ass haircut.
America doesn't want to be the one to fucking set this nuclear war off, but Bones and Tubs are probably more than willing to do it.
Yeah. We're gonna take our own land and call it Pretoria, like fake Family Guy, and just... bomb the dog shit out of like shitty countries. You imagine, like, we have, like, our own country. We're, like, we're still doing the podcast, of course. Well, yeah.
And we're talking about, like, listen, folks, we only need a couple more listeners to give us a couple more dollars a month, and we can afford an ICBM. Could you believe it?
Yeah.
Bones and Tubs ICBM, fresh to your doorstep.
Fresh, hot, off the presses.
Yeah. Affecting real change.
Where's the fuck? There it is. Looking for that... Oh, so necessary Grizzly Long Cut.
Oh.
Hashtag that one's on me.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
We just enjoy the products.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, so today, before we get into the topics, we were going to talk about a couple people we admire and in the long run hope that, like, in reaching out to them, maybe they give us a shout out back.
Yeah.
And send our, like, give the kind of like dust off a little bit of their magic on us, like a proverbial Tinkerbell.
Right.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we can think happy thoughts, but we're not quite there to flying yet.
We are well on our way.
But the first one I think we want to talk about today was Pewdiepie. Pewdiepie, the YouTuber, who lately, he kind of got some, like, bad press.
Right.
And I don't think either, one, he deserved it, or two, I don't think... either one, he was trolling, or he was just being facetious. He wasn't being legitimate about some of the things he said.
If you delve into that story, it smells of just a pound of fuck shit.
Fuckery?
Yeah.
Fuckery abound.
Have you watched any of the videos of him, like, prior to the controversy, and then what happened as a result of it?
I know, like, he lost a contract with Disney.
There's a website called Fiverr. I think it's like 5rr.com.
Mm-hmm.
You go on there, and for $5... there's a whole list of just random shit that you can do. Like, they had a guy that looked like Jesus, and for $5, he would, like, get on and be like, hey, everybody, it's Jesus. And he would just say whatever he told him to say.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, these two black kids from some African country. And you send them $5, and they'll do whatever you want. And they're, like, he had them He was just going through all this shit on Fiverr, trying to get these people to do shit that he didn't think they'd do.
Yeah.
Some people denied him, but one of the ones that didn't deny him was these 2 African kids. Mm-hmm. And they wrote on a scroll, "A death to all Jews." And then they held it up and they laughed. And they just giggled back and forth. So he was like, when he saw that in his email, he watched the video and he was like, Jesus Christ. He's like, I can't believe they did it. But, you look through all of his other videos and he's got one where it's like a Hitler simulator, where he just goes through and shoots Nazis in the balls and laughs about it.
He's so impish. I can't see him being a bad person. You know what I mean? I don't think he is.
He's the perfect success story of YouTube. If you watch all his beginning videos, he just started out as some acne-faced teenager in a dark room, playing video games, and now he's just molded into the perfect Aryan child of God. Yeah, making anywhere between $800,000 and $1.4 million a month. He's got 3,000 and some, almost 4,000 videos. Yeah, almost 55 million subscribers and over 1 billion or 2 billion views.
He's impressive.
He's the biggest.
I'd love for him to just knock some of that dust.
Oh, for sure.
Salt Bay it onto us like this.
Yeah. Yeah. As he does the dab.
Yeah, exactly. Anoint us with his YouTube oils and make us part of his clan.
I've seen him show love to people by the people that shit on him. He talks shit back to them, which infinitely makes them more famous.
I was going to say, but I'm not one of those types. I'm not going to try to be negative about it. I would just think it'd be cool if he gave us a shout out. I mean, we're kind of legit now. Yeah. We have a podcast. We have a website.
We are making more money than the poverty line.
Yeah.
A year.
Exactly. So
thank you, Evelyn.
Yeah, thank you, Evelyn.
Love you.
Love you too. Love you, Evelyn. Hey, that's your April shout out right there, because that's part of, we're sort of contractually obligated to give you a shout out.
Right. But I wish I knew more about this Evelyn character. I've tried to make contact via email. I've tried to Facebook stalk, Google stalk. I can't find anything.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's very cryptic. Reach out to us if you'd like to be known, and we will dance for you like circus monkeys.
It would make me happy to know you are human, because at this point I have to be under the belief that, Evelyn, you are in fact the devil. Because I tell people, all you do is remove the N and put a D at the front, and you got devil.
Oh my God.
It's that easy.
I don't think he or she, most likely she, I don't think she's the devil. I think in order for the devil to give you money, you have to meet him at a crossroads.
Kind of like Supernatural style?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't done any crossroads work lately.
Now, there's very few crossroads left that are dirt roads that you can dig into. Most of them are asphalt.
Yeah.
And well-traveled.
We all know that asphalt blocks magical energies.
Yes, something to do with the magnetic fields. Yeah. Or some bullshit.
Science.
But, and then, other than PewDiePie, another one we wanted to reach out to, because I feel like to both of us, he's the podfather. He's like one of the original podcasters, and he's the fucking shit, and that's Joe Rogan.
Joey Rogan.
I don't even understand. I'm going to speak to you right now, Joe Rogan. I don't think you understand if somehow, some way you got a hold of us, whether in your show or just a shout out on Facebook or anything, I would screenshot it, print it, and put a picture of it on my wall.
I would grow really long blonde hair and act like a 16-year-old girl that just met Justin Bieber for the first time.
Exactly. We're both big fans of yours, and
he's the only white guy in the arena of public face that has been able to get away with casually using the N-word. Yeah. And by N-word, I mean neighbor. Yeah. With an R on the end. Not neighbor. Yeah. But neighbor. Several times. He's
we're both huge fans, Joe, and if you're listening to this, we're probably going to try to link up with you on Twitter or Facebook. Be like, hey, listen to this show. Yeah. Hey, we're podcasters just like you.
We don't have the access to science that you have. You're a fucking beautiful specimen.
But yeah, just know, Podfather, that you're part of our inspiration for doing a show in the first place.
Yes.
But yeah, so we want to talk about those two. Maybe beseech them for some of their sweet, sweet dust.
Help us step out of the realm of wage slavery into the world of content creation full time.
Exactly. I mean, we're kind of start doing it anyways at this point, but we're doing it like starving artist style.
Right. It's good though.
Yeah, it's good. I think we need that kind of adversity to start out with at least.
Keep you humble.
Yeah, it makes our origin story that much more interesting.
I can't wait to hear user testimonials about how they feel about our voices from the progression.
Yeah. Hey, and by the way, if you're listening, you know what would be great for listeners? Just saying, if you could get on either, however you listen to it, whether it's on YouTube or iTunes or whatever, get on there and write a review. Give us some stars. Give us some love.
Styles.
Yeah. Let us know we're doing a good job. If you don't like it, don't like something, let us know.
Give it 5 stars anyway, and write a really shitty comment.
But anyways.
Hurt me with your words.
So, Pewdiepie, Joe Rogan, if you're listening, we're definitely going to be tagging the show with both your names.
Right. In hopes that it gets out there and you feel it as a kiss to your ring. Yeah,
it is really, that's what it is. We're kissing your rings right now. I hope you realize that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I guess on to the topics, unless there's anything else we wanted to... Well, okay, one thing I wanted to point out. One, with this whole North Korea thing.
Yeah.
It seems like this shit happens every 5 years.
Yeah, it popped up in my Facebook feed as a memory back when North Korea was talking reckless.
Yeah.
Several times this time of the year for the last 4 years.
So it's just that time of the year. It's like their 5 minutes of hate they're getting out right now.
Right.
And then they get sanctions put on, and then they shut up for the rest of the year. But I didn't want to get too much in that because it's kind of dumb. I mean, it's not dumb, but it is dumb.
People really liked that topic net yesterday when I called him a fat girl.
Well, he is a fat girl.
Yeah.
How are you going to talk about how evil America is? And then I saw the other day he has a bill for American spirits and American fine things for $41,000.
Jeesh.
You're blowing what I make in a year on liquor and probably, I assume, fine cheeses and wines.
Fat fuck.
From America, the place that's supposedly the devil.
You think he's into what is it? Is it called tribbing?
Tribbing?
Tribbing. I can't think of the word. It's where the female puts on a strap on and fucks you in the ass with it.
Oh, I would assume that was getting fucked in the butt.
Pegging.
Pegging. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I think he's into pegging.
And then the other thing I wanted to tap on is, because we had an episode about this, and I don't want to get into too much because it'll just get us on a big, long rant.
Old tangent.
But I want to touch on, because it seems like the whole pedasexual thing is coming up again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the thing is, here's the thing, and this is the way I think I have to live my life at this point. I'm going to live my life like this is fake news until I see on a major newspaper or major television news show where they're saying we need to be supportive of pedasexuals.
Oh, this is the beginning stages when it can be stomped out. All the things I've seen are private groups where they're growing in strength and trying to craft their doctrine.
And trying to get people on board with what they're about.
Yeah. Check out Joe Biggs on Facebook or on Twitter. He posts a lot about it, and he will post you screenshots of conversations he has with these people.
It's almost, I see this stuff and it almost makes me want to believe it's fake, just because that one you posted yesterday where it had a little Muslim girl and it said in captions, what me and my husband do in the bedroom is none of your business.
Right. Ooh-wee.
Hashtag Sharia law America.
Yeah.
I have to believe, my brain's I try to use the trivium, trying to use that whole, grammar, logic.
Trivium method.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the trivium method to, process this information, and it stops at my brain where it says, no, this can't be real. This has to be fucking fake.
Has to be, but it's not.
But,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But I didn't want to get into it too much because we talked about this already.
Yeah.
You know how we feel about this.
We'll be back if it gets more important.
Yeah, if it comes back in the news again in a big way, like I said, it's when the Washington Post or ABC News comes out and says, they do a fluff piece about how pedasexuals are okay and that we shouldn't hate on them and stuff like that.
Right.
That's when I'm going to throw the chair. The chair's going to get thrown.
Yeah.
But, okay, anyways, on to the topics of the day.
Yes.
The first topic comes from us this is 3 times now, and you're going to start getting extra things on your name because you're adding more, but for today, you're just going to be known as Elmo. And he wanted us to talk about Rachel Dolezal.
Yes.
And transracial rights.
Ignorant bitch.
Oh my. It's here's the thing. If I was black, I would be fucking pissed.
Yeah. Well, I actually identify as a legitimate black man, and it pisses me off so bad, All the stuff that my people have gone through, and for her to just say it because she wanted extra money.
Yeah, and it's
in a position with NAACP.
It's she is definitively in a minority here because she doesn't fit in with either.
Right.
They said, well, now she's living on food stamps and all that, and I feel bad for her kids and everything.
I don't.
I feel bad for her kids.
But
fuck her, for real. Because she's talking about how, you don't know how it is. And then, I guess she wrote a book, and they've been posting transcripts of the book, and she talks about how, when she was a kid, her parents made her do chores. and she said it was next to indentured servitude.
Kill yourself.
So wait, you're comparing yourself to a slave.
Right. Ooh-wee.
We all did chores when we were kids, stupid.
Yeah.
It's not called indentured servitude. It's called learning responsibility, you dumb bitch.
On the micro end, it's to teach you to be a productive citizen for the common good.
Exactly.
On the macro, it's to teach you that wage slavery is okay.
I'm still going to make... My kid helped me do yard work
As
yesterday.
you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if this bullshit system of wage slavery that we live in and all currently accept went away, we would still need strong farm hands.
Exactly.
Yeah, kill yourself.
But yeah, this... Here's the thing. Like, if you're going to be transracial, it's whatever. Because at the end of the day, who are you hurting? But don't act like you've struggled like people from different races have struggled.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just because you, like, dyed your skin and kinked up your hair, that doesn't make you black.
Makes you a clown.
I mean, and a bit of a... I mean, in all reality, it makes you a bit of a masochist.
Yeah.
If you're willing to accept... I mean, we have to... Even in this day and age, Bones and Tubbs have to admit... You know, there is some disparity between, you know, different groups.
Right.
So, it's not to say that, you know, different racial groups don't suffer. So, you're putting yourself...
But they also come up in a system where they can ignore the suffering and move well beyond it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not held back the way that they used to be.
But she's willfully accepted the suffering. You know what I mean?
She gets off to it.
Like, and she talks about how when she started deciding that she was going to be black and, like, she would be with a bunch of her black friends... And they would be cracking white jokes, and she would laugh along with it.
Right.
You think a little part of her had to feel at least a little bit awkward about that whole situation?
I'm going to go ahead and say the word that you don't like, but I'm going to put it in a female perspective.
Okay.
She's a female cuck.
Okay, all right. I'll agree with you on that.
She likes watching her race get slammed.
Yeah.
By black men.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
In general, yeah. She's okay. You know what? I know I told you I don't like the word. But I'll give you that one. She's a cuck.
That's our word.
She watched... Like I said, I'm not like totally against people wanting to, from one race jumping to another, but don't expect me to think you struggled like they struggled, or know the struggle, because every race has their struggles.
Right.
At the end of the day. We all have our burdens to bear, and our in other people's preconceived notions of how we think and how we act and everything like that. We've dealt with that. We've all dealt with it.
We all have to stand in line before we pay for our shit at Walmart.
Yeah.
You know, we're all the same.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
The rain falls on all of us.
Yeah. Quit getting off to being a victim.
Yeah.
Or kill yourself. I mean, that's fine too. I'm fine with it.
Well, she loves being a victim. Because now she's a victim of, like, she's like, I can't get a job now. Well, you know, maybe you shouldn't...
maybe you're a crazy person.
Yeah, maybe you're a little bit crazy.
Yeah. Maybe that kind of bleeds through your bullshit facade.
Yeah.
Clown.
She is a clown. She's a clown.
See,
like I said, if I was black, I'd be super pissed. Especially when she talks about a shared struggle.
Right, kill yourself. They got rid of blackface. But, like, she can bring back black... I mean, she's doing the same thing. Lightweight. Right?
It is black. Oh, it's blackface. And I'd say it's even worse. Okay, maybe it's not worse than actual... Here's the thing. Like, back in the day, like, you talk about Al Jolson and all that.
Yes.
Like, everyone knew he was white doing a minstrel show.
Right.
What's worse? Him? I mean, I guess that it's still bad.
Yeah.
Blackface in any way is still bad, but she was being deceitful about it.
Right.
She was leading you to believe she actually was black.
Yeah. Didn't they have to, like, look into her past and, like, this bitch is full of it?
Well, her parents were the ones who blew the whistle. Well, man, she was, like, the president of, like, the NAACP in her chapter, and she was a professor of, like, African studies or something.
To think that she got that far. Oh, my God.
Yeah, she got that far.
Oh, no.
And it just kills me.
We're fucked as a society.
Yeah, thanks, Elmo, for the question.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, like I said, we need to come up with another moniker on your name because you've contributed, I think, 3 topics now to 3 different shows. That's getting up there. But, okay, the next one comes from a new contributor.
Yes.
And he wanted to be called Leonidas.
I like it.
He said because he likes King Leonidas from 300.
Right.
I can't disagree with that name.
Powerful Caucasian.
Exactly.
Heroes.
Yeah. Heroes. Greek heroes.
Yes.
But he wanted us to talk about the Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Now, he sent us 2 topics, actually. We'll get to the other one later, but I'm going to let my partner take over on his second topic. But the first topic, I do know a bit about the Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Well, let's give you the above-the-boards story about the Hadron Collider. Okay, the Hadron Collider. I keep mispronouncing it. Okay, the Hadron Collider is this giant, like, magnetic machine, right, that has the ability to... They could send particles and atoms at super high speeds, right?
Yes.
And it's more or less a means to break electrons off of atoms and create new elements and stuff like that, and kind of be able to observe the finer points of astronomical physics, like to understand those points. Basically, like, they take an atom and then they shove a giant electro dick right up its ass and make it blow all of its electrons off of it to see what happens.
Blow its science load.
Kind of a proverbial atomic prostate exam.
Yeah.
More or less.
I can dig it.
But, and they found out a lot of stuff for it. And it's, I mean, and like I said, this is the above-the-board talk about Hadron Collider. I'm not getting below the seediness yet. This is just what we know. And that's that, one, when it initially started, there was a big clamor for it to not be turned on at all. Because there were people who were afraid that it could just rip a black hole. Yeah. And a singularity and destroy everything.
But fuck it, let's hit the button anyway.
But it hasn't done anything yet above the board.
Right.
Okay, we're not going to... now, there are theories, but like I said, this is just the above-the-board talk about the Hadron Collider. Okay? As far as we know, we've been able to observe atoms and particles and their behaviors and the things that they do and creating new elements or creating elements from virtually nothing at all and how fast these things can go. That, and I'm pretty sure they proved that tachyons actually exist with the Hadron Collider.
Yeah, the ones that move back in time.
The ones that move backwards. Okay, so that's the above-the-board Hadron Collider talk. I wanted to get that out of the way before we started talking about the possible fuck shit that's going on with the Hadron Collider.
Well, let me ask you, was the video that they filmed of them dancing to the Hindu goddess Shiva, was that above the board?
That's below the board.
Oh, okay.
We're going to call that a below the board.
So we've crossed the border into below board.
We've crossed the border to below board on the Hadron Collider.
I copied.
Because, like, I just wanted to get the science out of the way. So, like, imagine I was Neil deGrasse Tyson there just for a minute. Not transracial Neil deGrasse Tyson, just a proverbial Neil deGrasse Tyson, explaining the Hadron Collider. Or, if you don't want me crossing into a transracial zone with that, I was Stephen Hawking for a minute. Yeah. Okay, not just with a new Tubbs version robot voice.
Science, bitch.
But okay, so below the board. Now anybody could go online and look up a video that took place at the CERN Collider of people doing and this is after hours, doing a really weird ritual on the grounds of the CERN Collider.
My favorite was the mainstream media cover-up saying it was just scientists blowing off some steam.
Yeah, this shit looked like it was like a mock sacrifice to some sort of deity.
Yeah, it was the Hindu goddess of life and death, or creation and destruction, Shiva. And it's not like the one that's at Good Sam Hospital that I sent you, where it could be, couldn't be. It's an actual...
Yeah, it's an actual statue of Shiva.
It's an actual Shiva statue.
Okay, so they like... In the guy who filmed this, I assume he was like a janitor or something like that.
Yeah.
Was probably cleaning... And he looked out the window and saw all these people in robes, like, just standing around the statue, and they did this mock sacrifice, and he's videotaping it, and you could hear him in the background, like, what the fuck is this shit?
There's goddamn scientists who've gone too far.
Which would be the exact same reaction I would have to seeing some shit like that going on.
I would have said one thing different. I would have just said World Star as I filmed it. You know, you gotta say these things. Catchphrases.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's one below the board thing that any of you can go out and look at a video of, and it'll blow your fucking mind. This ain't some fake shit. This happened at the CERN Collider where they did a mock sacrifice. Yeah. And all they said, and the mainstream media said it was scientists blowing off steam.
They were just having a good time.
Give me a goddamn break.
Kill yourself.
Come on now. There's ways. I know how you blow off steam, and it's not by doing mock sacrifices to Shiva.
No.
Okay?
It might involve alcohol or perhaps, just quiet time with
roughly
friends and loved ones.
Mind you, to a mock sacrifice to a statue of Shiva, and this place is 2,000 miles away from where Shiva is generally worshipped.
Yeah.
Okay. So unless they have a huge outsourcing program at the CERN Collider for Indians, something tells me there's some fuck shit going on.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, the symbology is fucking terrifying. I don't understand what how it could be construed otherwise.
It's almost nearly as terrifying as Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
But
There's some politicians
that's a
blowing
whole
off
other
some-
can of worms to open up on maybe a later show.
blowing off steam, you know.
And that's a suggestion to all of you. If you want to hear about Bohemian Grove and don't know enough, send it as a topic and we'll talk about it.
I'll tell you right now, today's mind fuck of this episode, I want everybody to stop what they're doing, look in their wallet, pull out a $1 bill, look in the top right corner of the front of the $1 bill, in the little crest that surrounds the one, and in the top left of that crest is a little owl.
Yeah, it's there.
Look at it. Tell me it's not.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
But no, okay, that's one thing. And then the rest are kind of just theories, like how, all this talk about the Mandela effect, which we've talked on the show before, it could be a side effect of activating the Hadron Collider. That we're actually, like, somehow kind of allowing a different world leak into us.
Right. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. That, or the fact that some have even gone on to say, there's some far-right religious people who believe that the Hadron Collider is basically them opening a gateway to hell.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, which, with the whole Shiva thing,
Yeah.
how much of a stretch is it at this point?
Right. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah.
There was some multi-trillion-dollar project, right?
Yeah.
And they had, I think it was like 10 or 15 scientists from every country.
Coming together.
It's just a massive scientific endeavor, right?
Yeah.
And how else do you choose to open this project than by a mock sacrifice to an Indian deity? You know?
Yeah.
It's not like they sat around and they're like, good job, gentlemen.
Yes.
And they drink like a, really old champagne and they...
These aren't your dad's scientists.
No. These are some weird-ass scientists that
Yeah.
you would see in like a shitty science fiction movie.
Yeah. But,
where their true motives involve pedestry and Satan worship.
thanks for the question, Leonidas.
Yeah.
The next one comes from, he wanted to be called Red, White, and Justin.
Oh, come on.
And his was just off the hand. This is just a little, like, goofy topic real quick. It has to do with our topic net we sent out this week. It was a picture of Kim Jong-un. And he asked us, does a more formidable weird haircut guru exist?
I tell you, when I started doing the research into this question, I went to Google Images and I typed in weird haircuts, world leaders, just to kind of get a perspective, a place to start from, And I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Putin with an excellent Photoshop man bun. There's a picture of George W. Bush with white, like super white, blonde dreadlocks.
Kind of like those twins from The Matrix?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Oh my god, now I
Yeah.
have to look at this.
It was hot.
Nice.
And hot in like the, mixtape type way. I wasn't turned on by it. I wasn't sexually aroused.
It looked like he was about to drop Mad Beats.
Mad Beats. And
Awesome.
Then I found one in there, like there were all these different ones of just some good, some shitty Photoshop jobs. But then just a regular picture of Angela Merkel, the German chancellor.
Yeah.
And I realized that she looks like a fat, swollen 12-year-old boy.
Yeah, and then you said that, and then I said, she looks like Augustus Gloop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean,
well, here's the thing. I can't say there's a more formidable weird haircut guru alive today.
he might be the one.
But there was one I feel more formidable in another time.
Yeah.
And that was Stalin.
Okay.
Stalin rocked a pompadour. Okay? How many world leaders today, or even back then, could willfully say they rocked a pompadour and killed millions of people in the process?
Probably the same percentage of people that rock the Hitler stash.
That's true.
You can't bring that shit back.
No. And if you do, like, there's this guy, I read an article about him, I think he's in North Carolina, and he officially changed his name to Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
And he rocks a stash.
That's fine.
And he had all his kids taken away from him.
Yeah.
And they were all named after High German command during the Nazi regime as well. And he's like, well, they took my kids away because I'm named Adolf Hitler. Well, bitch, maybe you shouldn't name yourself Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have your fucking kids taken away from you. I mean, I don't necessarily, even if he's a fucking total piece of shit, but was it a bad home or was it because he was named Adolf Hitler?
Bones and Tubbs are never going to come out in support of Child Protective Services, or for that matter, any branch of the federal government.
Yeah.
But he kind of asked for that one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's just like the dude we talked about last week with the Joker face.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of ask to be arrested when you're walking around in a cape, a sword, wearing a Joker face. Same thing, you're kind of asking for it when you legally change your name to Adolf Hitler, rocking a Hitler stash, and dressing in Nazi uniform all the time.
Right.
Like,
it's weird. It's like, I mean, I could see if you wanted to go out and get arrested on purpose and you had like a political message that you were trying to get out to the masses.
Yeah.
you know? Or if it gets, like, really bad, the way it was during the Bush era, where, you know, like the G20 protests when the college kids were getting assaulted, and they weren't doing shit.
Yeah.
Look up Pittsburgh G20 protests and just watch. Feast your eyes on the police state that happened there. I just don't see it. You know, there's not really a Tiananmen Square style event that needs to happen right now.
Yeah.
But if they think that they're trying to accomplish a political gain from these arrests or these to get their kids taken away, they're sorely mistaken.
Yeah.
History's going to look back on you like you're a fuck up.
Yeah. A severe fuck up. Like, get your mind straight, dude.
Right.
Stop rocking a Hitler stash. It's
Maybe
not cool anymore.
Go, you know, take some time off, experiment with psychedelics, and get your fucking head sorted out.
Maybe he needs to suffer extreme ego death.
Yeah, that's the only thing that saved my life back in the day was a healthy dose of ego death.
Yeah. I'll totally agree with that.
It's good.
Sometimes you need to.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm almost on the cusp of needing it again.
Yeah.
But,
not until we're free of wage slavery, though.
But, I don't know, like, who do we say weird haircut guru? Because then I think of Bob Ross.
God, but his was beautiful, though.
His was beautiful, but it is a weird haircut.
Right.
Who rocks a perm?
I don't know.
A white man rocking a perm.
No one.
Exactly. So
Kim Jong-un may be the guru because he may be the last of his time.
Yeah, because, I mean, think about it. Who else is alive right now other than him that rocks a goofy fucking haircut?
Now, was it the rest of his family, did they all have fucked up haircuts?
Oh, Kim Jong-il, you remember he had a pompadour too.
When I see him in my mind, I just picture like a scrotum. I don't really think of
Well, he had that, like, he had his hair straight up.
Okay.
And it was like that wavy, kind of puffy pompadour like Stalin had.
Slightly dykey.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of looked like that one chick off of Orange is the New Black. You know,
yes.
The big one. That's the kind of haircut he had. With imagine giant, black, square glasses like you would see an old woman wearing.
Yes.
Like, he kind of looked like a woman, too. They both look like women.
I really wish that this podcast, or any of the podcasts that we talk about Kim Jong-un, would make it to his desk.
Oh, my God.
I would love it. Just to, because, you know, nobody talks to him this way.
Yeah.
I'd like to just destroy. I wish that we could, like, Omegle him. You know? Just
Yeah.
show up on a video chat. And then I flash my dick at him.
I mean, yeah, totally. It's just like the other day I saw that ISIS had released a list of 5,000 Americans that they wanted dead, right?
Mm.
That's a lot of Americans. And for a second, maybe it was just my ego.
You look for
But considering how much, considering how much shit we've talked before about radical extreme Islam, I figured we might end up on the list, but hopefully we didn't. I didn't check. Something tells me the FBI would have contacted me if we had been.
Yeah, well, I've still got those two fresh rounds in the pipe, waiting to fire off those 2 new videos.
Yeah.
I just have to do it.
Exactly. Then we'll end up on the list.
I want to make the list.
Yeah, I think, in all honesty, it's almost free publicity. Fuck
ISIS.
But yeah, fuck ISIS. Fuck ISIS for real. Fuck the Taliban and fuck Al-Qaeda.
Hey, guess what? You're a bunch of goat fuckers.
Yeah.
And you like to have sex with boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not afraid of you.
No.
At all.
Come and get her.
Come on.
But,
I want to see one. We'll hear the sheep before we hear anything else.
yeah.
In your backyard, and then we see a shitty looking guy in a dirty nightshirt. And then he's dead. Just that quick.
But thanks for the question, Red, White, and Justin. And to answer it more formally, I don't think there is a weird haircut guru that exists right now.
If you got any more suggestions, please put them on the page because you were sending me straight fire.
Yeah, you were on fire the other day. I was watching it on the feed.
I'd like to have Red, White, and Justin as a guest.
I think that'd be good.
Yes, the American theme.
I feel like we'd have to do it around deer season.
Deer season
Just
or
like-
the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But thanks for the question, sir. The next one comes from Leonidas again. Thank you, Leonidas. And he wanted us to talk about Agenda 21. So, okay, Agenda 21. I'm going to, once again, just like with the Hadron Collider, I'm going to give an above-the-boards reading of Agenda 21. Just so everyone understands, this is what they want you to think Agenda 21 is. Okay. And then I'm going to let my partner take over on the seedier parts of Agenda 21. Okay, so Agenda 21 was created, I believe, in 1991 by the UN at a summit in Brazil. And it's a multifaceted agenda that involves basically bringing countries out of poverty and remanaging and diverting resources to different places that necessarily needed it more than another. More or less trying to bring second world countries into the first world and bring third world countries into the second world. This is what I kind of got from it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, bringing electricity and running water to places and...
bringing the other parts of the world up.
Yeah, bringing other parts of the world up. That's what Agenda 21 was. Now, they did a 5-year on thing back in 1997, and they basically said that a lot of countries weren't on board, or they weren't doing what they said they were going to promise they were going to do back in 1991. And then they did another 5 years on after that, and said they have seen some negligible growth in what they wanted to do in the first place. Yeah, and that's basically Agenda 21. Above the board. Above the board.
Yeah, we ready to transition?
Let's transition.
I've been screaming about Agenda 21 since 2008. I saw a documentary called In-Game Blueprint for Global Enslavement, which you can find on YouTube. And I watched it 3 or 4 times before it really sunk in. And I watched it the first time and I'm like, this is not fucking real. This is just my progression of my mind shattering basically into a new reality. But then I started looking into the things and the claims that he makes in that documentary, and like, it's absolutely, in my opinion, it's true. You know, you can go on, and for the longest time, I want to say up until 2012, they said that it wasn't real. People would deny it. You could find news clips of them saying, like, crazy conspiracy theorists talked about Agenda 21. You know, it was one of those things where it came out, and then for years they denied that it was even a thing. And then they went directly into transition to say, well, it is real. We never said it wasn't real. And this is all it is. It's just sustainability. Right? But then you look at, like, some of the people that he talked about in that documentary film, like, making quotes to say that, you know, it jives with the message of bring all the countries up.
Yeah.
When really it's designed to keep any country from ever attaining the same level of achievement and prosperity that the United States has had.
Okay.
They said that will never happen again. They will not allow it to happen. And in my head, I shaped this view of, like, the Bilderberg Group or the Carlisle Group or the Trilateral Commission, or any of these, like, secretive organizations that people are a part of that meet in secret, and they're like the upper echelons, the top 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that decide all the public policy and put all these things out. Well, they put out, like, smoke screens at various levels.
Yeah.
And the most terrifying thing that I've seen happen over the last 10 years is that they've got, like, mainstream acceptance of people like Leonardo DiCaprio and all these other celebrities that come out and they preach to you about your carbon footprint.
Yeah.
And, you know, global warming and all this shit. But yet at the same time, they're the ones jet setting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, flying around, doing all this crazy shit, having houses that are just pumping out carbon.
Yeah.
Right? Showing you that they, 1, don't believe anything that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And 2, are only trying to convince you to live austere while they live in opulence.
The lap of luxury.
Right. And they're the showpiece. They're not the ones that are on the top.
Yeah.
These people have structured a system to where, and look at the prevalence now of the vegan diet and like vegetarian diet. That's back in the day. Look back to like kings and queens. Mm-hmm. The vegetarian diet was what people lived on because they were too poor to afford meat.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to convince you that that's the healthy thing. Mm-hmm. It's like they're trying to bring back the old school way of living where they absorb kinghood and we feel good about our servitude.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah, it is.
And Google up some images of the Georgia Guidestones. Anybody listening out there, like you can see these things, and they've done weird modifications to them over the time, but it's basically like a 10 Commandments version of their New World religion that jives completely with Agenda 21. Which also Agenda 21 has changed its name, as they will commonly do, to avoid scrutiny. It's now Agenda 2030. But the Georgia Guidestones are these like giant slabs of granite, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't know what kind of rock they are.
It looks like granite.
But they're in several different religions. And they want you to maintain a world population under 500 million.
In perpetual balance with nature.
Guide reproduction wisely.
Improving fitness and diversity.
Yeah. Unite humanity with a living...
new language.
Rule, passion, faith, and tradition in all things.
With tempered reason.
Yeah. So basically they're setting up what looks like think about it this way, if there's some sort of catastrophe that happens, which I'm assuming they would gladly engineer a nuclear bomb or some sort of an epidemic that wipes out 90% of the population. And then all we have to look back on is this giant granite statue of it. Well, that's how we've always lived. That's how we should continue to live.
Jesus.
It's fucking crazy, man.
See, you know what's crazy is? I didn't know these existed.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never told you about these.
And apparently people like defacing them too. That's the funny part.
Yeah. What's crazy about the defacing is I had just finished watching another one of Alex Jones's documentaries, and I was looking at the Georgia Guidestones, and I'm thinking, like, I wonder what it would cost for me to get, like, a shitty car and drive down there and just drive it into those things. Well, the next morning I woke up and I saw that they had spray painted.
Yeah, they spray painted
Fuck the New World Order.
Yeah, fuck the New World Order, and there was another one, you will not succeed, Jesus will beat you Satanists.
Right. What's cool, if you look at one of the images of the old one of these pillars has a cutout.
Oh, yeah. I saw this. Hold on.
And then, like, a couple years ago, somebody came in and put a black cube. Yeah, with a date or a number on it. They put it in and nobody knew that they were doing it. But the cube represents Saturn. And if you look into that whole, that's a whole nother basket of worms. Saturn worship.
Jeez,
but yeah, these people, man, they wear suits and they pretend to live the same way we do, but they worship a whole different set of gods and live by a whole different set of rules. And this Agenda 21 thing is just the public agenda.
Yeah, not a big fan of Agenda 21. You know what the thing is, though, I noticed? Is actually Agenda 21 has bipartisan defiance. There's people on both sides of the aisle like, this isn't good for us.
What's crazy about Agenda 21 or now Agenda 2030 is that, like, you'll see people talk about how it's they don't want it, but like they pop up, their policies pop up in local level governments, like county governments, state governments, like just policies that are right out of the Agenda 21.
Yeah,
and they try and slide them in there like it's no big deal.
Well, Leonidas, thank you for the question.
Hopefully we tickled your fancy and you can go out there and find out more and maybe get half as upset as I am all the time.
Keep the topics up, Leonidas. We like those.
Love you.
The next one comes from, of course, we couldn't do a show without Our Lady, St. Kathryn of College Corner. The candle flickered when I said her name.
Yeah, I have to adjust it too so I can look at her face.
Yeah, and of course, she gave us a great one.
Yeah.
She asked, do you believe you could live a self-sustaining life, independent from any outside help? And if so, where and how?
See, here was my thing with that topic that I was curious about, like a cat. That's why they call me Whiskers.
Yeah.
But now, when you say by yourself, does she mean without any community, or does she mean no help from like public works?
Okay, let's do this, and we'll create a timeline schism here. We'll say one is just by yourself and no other help.
Okay.
So you're alone.
Yeah. And
we'll do another schism where it says, yes, but you have a community.
Right. I would say definitely with a community.
Oh, yeah.
But I am not anywhere near self-sustaining, like, to where I could do it myself.
No. The problem is, it's like, imagine if you get cut really bad and you need stitches.
Right.
Could you really give yourself stitches?
I actually just gave myself stitches in the Season 2 Walking Dead game.
Oh, okay.
In a shed with a fishing line, a needle, and... I mean, I did pretty good.
Yeah.
But, with my actual nerve endings attached, I don't know, man.
Could you straight Anton Shukra yourself and pull buckshot out of your leg?
I hate to always go back to alcohol, but I would have to be tanked.
Yeah, but you do a shitty job of it.
I don't know.
You'd wake up and there's like 2 pieces of bloodshot still in your leg, and the other one, like, you, for whatever reason, just like kind of dug in with a knife to try to get it out, and you just tore it up even worse.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to smell like almonds.
But at least with the alcohol, I would feel like it didn't hurt, and I would feel like I was a surgeon. Like I was an actual, like, I'm really good at this.
I did a pretty good job, and just profuse amounts of blood leaking out of your leg.
Yeah.
But, on your own, I don't think you could. Especially, I would say, where you were at, the setting definitely applies to that too.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, think about it. If you were, like, somewhere where there was ample amounts of food growing around all the time, there was no harsh weather to deal with, you might be able to. But like I said, at the end of the day, you get a cut, you're fucked.
See, I already picture myself, like, in that scenario, I would have to be in the woods, away from society, near a fresh stream, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm setting up the perfect example in my head of what would work. But I still would die.
Yeah.
I'd go outside and be like, okay, I remember walking through the woods with a doctor, not a doctor, Sean Dirty, and he was showing me plants that I could eat, and I was eating them. I could remember a few, but I'd be like, ooh, berries, and I'd eat them, and then I'm dead. Because I didn't have him there to be like, don't eat those berries, stupid.
Well, it's like, perfect example is, there was a book and a movie called Into the Wild.
Yeah.
And that showed us an example of what happens when you try to do it on your own.
Right.
Like, he had the knowledge and he had all that shit, but he still died because he ate a plant that looked exactly like an edible plant, but...
Nature's a crafty bitch.
Yeah, he ate the non-edible one and starved to death because it, like, blocks your intestines.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and he couldn't preserve any meat.
The moral equivalent of somebody soaking a sponge in bacon grease and killing your dog.
More or less, yeah.
I understand.
So, yeah, on your own, no. But with the community, yeah. I think, and depending on the community, depending on the deafness of said community, you could virtually live anywhere. I mean, that's the example of humanity, isn't it?
Yeah, it would still be, I think, dangerous, and the risk of death would be a lot higher.
Yeah.
But your chances of survival in a community, the margin for error is much higher. Like
Plus, you got to think about mental health too.
Oh yeah, because otherwise you're going to start fucking a volleyball.
Yeah.
Like that guy in was it Castaway?
Yeah, Castaway.
You start having sex with volleyball.
That's how it got all frayed.
Right.
But
that shit doesn't happen on its own.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, this is an example, is like saying, like, you're in Alaska. Normally, it'd be like, I can't fucking survive this. But if you're with a tribe of, like, Inuits, you're good to go. You're good to go. There's nothing that could stop you at that point.
Joe Rogan, bring him up again. He made me terrified of Alaska just by talking about it. Like, I guess I don't know if he went hunting up there or something like that. I think he was hunting. But he was talking about, like, the mating season of mosquitoes and how it's like so short there, but there's a time of year where you physically shouldn't go outside.
Oh yeah, the mosquitoes, like, they used to kill people with the mosquitoes up there.
Yeah, that's fucking
like
crazy.
that was a form of execution in Alaska amongst the natives. They would tie you up and put you in a boat and just set you adrift on a river. And the mosquitoes are so thick during that time of year that you would either die. They said you didn't die really from blood loss because, I mean, that's a lot of blood to lose. But you would die from suffocation because the mosquitoes would be on you so much that you couldn't even breathe.
It's like the book Prey. They're like flying in your mouth.
Exactly.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I would definitely, with a small community, I'd say even with, like, I think as long as you had, like, 4+ with you.
Yeah.
You can survive, because between people, you'd have to revert back to a hunter-gatherer kind of lifestyle.
How long before you think one of us would end up eating another person?
It depends on if we had a bad year.
Yeah.
Oh, it wouldn't take long.
What do they call it? Long pork?
Yeah, long pork. In New Guinea, they call human flesh long pork. That's what it translates to.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, especially if one of us was sick.
Even, like, reasonably recent societies, like, when they first started doing, like, naval travel and stuff, like, they didn't realize the dangers of not having vitamin C.
Yeah. Well, that's why, I heard on another podcast, actually, not to plug Sawbones, but
Sawbones.
They talked about the fact that the British were the first ones. They didn't understand what it was about citrus fruit, but they knew that citrus fruit kept people healthy on long sea voyages. And that's where, like, if you've ever heard an English person called a limey,
yeah,
that's where that comes from. Because when they travel around the world, they would always have citrus fruit on them, whether oranges, lemons, or limes, and eating them. And people found that peculiar because, they tend to have a sour taste. But
keep you alive.
It kept your teeth from falling out and getting open lesions on your flesh.
Hashtag scurvy.
Yeah. Scurvy's no joke, boys.
Nah.
I used to have a boss. He was an old Navy guy, and he was a chef. And he would say that, and we'd laugh, but I think he really meant it when he said, scurvy's no joke, boys.
Yeah.
He said it more grumbly, like, scurvy's no joke, boys.
Remember, I can just picture my psychic memory that you would laugh, and everybody else would laugh, and he was not laughing.
No, he would never laugh. He always had a stern look on his face, because he was for real.
I'm trying to tell these boys something I learned, and all they do is laugh.
All they do is laugh at me.
Soft asses.
Thanks, St. Catherine, for the question. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Our last question of the day comes from a new contributor, and he wanted to be known as Taco.
Okay.
Taco asked...
Are we talking like a meat taco?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Like a beef taco.
I pictured a lot of cheese.
Probably some cheese.
Cheese is fucking good.
Some sour cream.
Yeah. Taco.
Yeah. Some onions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard shell or soft?
It's hard.
See, I'm a soft shell man.
I am too, but I picture him as a hard shell.
Yeah, he is a hard shell taco. But Taco asks, what would your gimmick be if you were a pro wrestler?
Oh, I've already got this one in the bag. I purposely didn't prepare for this because it just popped into my head. But you know those giant steel tampers that people use like on construction jobs?
Yeah.
I would have one of those, and my name would be the Taint Tamper.
The Taint? Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Taint Tamper's ready!
See, mine's more boring. I was just gonna be Bear Man.
That's fine.
Come out and you had like a big bear skin on.
Yeah.
And, you just acted like a bear. You didn't talk or anything. You just grunted and shit.
Yeah.
And, you had moves like the bear paw, where it's more like just an open-handed slap, but with, your fingers, formed into a claw.
Yeah.
And, because, they have dumbass moves that look like they're supposed to be formidable, but in reality, they probably don't hurt at all.
Right.
Because, it's pro wrestling.
What do you mean?
Yeah, right?
What?
But, do shit like that, or, the bear hug,
where
you just squeeze the shit out of them, and it's supposed to, incapacitate them.
Didn't you say Bonesaw podcast?
What's that?
Sawbone podcast, what you said.
Yeah, Sawbones.
It's weird that some sort of a serendipity. I did make a mental note that I was going to do the Brandon Soul.
Oh my god, please.
Bonesaw is ready!
Like, I mean, I don't think I could come anywhere close to an awesome gimmick. Like, you know, the best of them already came up with the best gimmicks. I mean,
Right.
Macho Man Randy Savage, you know, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Even John Cena to an extent. Because, like, John Cena is the good guy.
John Cena is still one of my favorite, like, Vine memes.
Oh, yeah.
Where he just pops out of nowhere.
Yeah.
John Cena!
Yeah. I mean, I know St. Kathryn and Taco both are big in the WWE wrestling. I watch it every once in a while because it's funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I have to say, like, John Cena's cool as fuck. Undertaker, he was cool as fuck.
Right.
And he played that thing for, like, 30 years. I was scared as fuck of Undertaker when I was a kid.
Yeah. He was the one I always like play as in the video games. Undertaker.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that had the crow makeup?
Oh, Sting.
Sting was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sting did one of the wrestling specials last year.
He's still around?
Sort of. He came in and beat the shit out of Triple H.
Yeah. Okay.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Because nobody's seen Sting for years.
Right.
But
Creepy motherfucker.
But yeah, and then same thing goes, like, you know, and this all goes back to when I was a kid, because, like, I used to watch wrestling when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And, you know,
you right in the childhood.
I think what turned me off of wrestling almost permanently, even as an adult, it still kind of, like, plays out in my mind, is when Hulk Hogan went bad and turned heel and became Hollywood Hogan. Because, like, he was my hero when I was a kid.
Right.
And I loved Hulk Hogan, because he was a badass, and he always ripped his shirt off, and he fucking always beat the shit out of people, and, you know, he'd go into Hulkamania.
Yeah.
And, like, he was unbeatable when he went into Hulkamania.
Right. It was like the Caucasian Super Saiyan.
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I mean, he was a Caucasian Super Saiyan. I mean, did you see that hair?
Fuck yeah.
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 But, like, to see him go bad just ruined it all for me.
Right. Dick.
Yeah, I mean, who did I have at that point?
Right.
That I really looked up
You're a
to?
man without a country at that point.
Exactly.
It's fucked up.
I'm a man without a pro wrestling hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, yeah, definitely Bear Man.
I like it.
What if I took a shit in the ring?
You have to. You take on the full persona of a bear,
Yeah.
you have to shit in the ring.
Bite him?
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe toss him around the ring a little bit?
You have to kind of seem, like, uninterested in the beginning.
Like, what if I was, like, my backstory was, like, I was a wild, abandoned as a child.
Raised by
bears.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome? And imagine, like, I had two actual bears that came out with me, and those were supposed to be, like, my mom and dad.
Yeah.
And, like, you could even make it a gimmick, like, a wrestler, like, kidnaps my mom and dad, and I have to, like, defeat him in the ring to get my mom and dad back.
Yeah.
Like, you imagine fucking Triple H is like, I've got your parents. And, you know, I can't talk, so I'm just like,
Insert bear scream.
yeah.
Now, if we had to fight in a ring, could the taint tamper take the bear? Because do bears have taints?
Oh, bears have taints.
I couldn't imagine lugging that heavy piece of steel into a bear taint.
Tell me, though, what's the taint tamper's backstory?
Well, I like to think that he was some sort of a drug addict back in the day, and he found that he was really good at tamping taints with his flesh rod in back alleys and trucker parking lots. And then one day, he was bit by a crackhead and given, you know, like Spider-Man was bit by a spider. Well, he got super strength and then moved his taint tamping into fighting crime.
That's awesome. So he was a superhero.
And the only way that he could effectively do that, you know, and avoid, breaking the law was to go into the ring.
Now, let me ask, does tamping one's taint stun a person?
Well, it depends.
So is it kind of like the Stone Cold Stunner, except instead of, like, you know, hitting them in the face, you actually you ram them in the taint and it stuns them?
I think it hits them right in the childhood. So it is a very effective. But then also at the same time, to put a video game moniker on it, when he gets powered up, as he will actually finish you with a taint tamp, much like Mortal Kombat.
So, like, I imagine, like I'm thinking about our introductions, like when you come into the ring, you know, everybody has their own little thing. Yeah. I feel like Taint Tamper would be in the rafters, and he would, like, come down really fast, and, you know, of course he'd be wired up, but he'd come down and, like, woo, and slam his Taint Tamper into the ring, like, boom, and make a really loud noise when he does it.
Everybody would feel it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you'd have, like, people in the audience with, like, foam Taint Tampers, like, woo, Taint Tamper!
We need to take a picture of how I ride your back.
Okay.
And then they will have a psychic reference of how we would fight in the ring together.
I feel like we would make a good tag team partnership. Taint Tamper and Bear Man.
Man, unstoppable.
Exactly.
WWE, holler at us.
We would have the tag teaming belts.
Yeah.
And we'd wear them.
Mine would have a... Yeah, anyway.
Can I wear, like...
Yeah.
Can my, like... I want my wrestling shorts, not shorts, but, like, you know, the spandex underwear they wear.
Manties?
Can I... Yeah, my manties, can they be, like, fur?
Fuck
like
yeah.
bear fur?
You can do whatever you want.
And then wear, like, bear boots with, like, bear claws on them?
Yeah.
And, like, have a big cape with a bear head on it?
It would have to be the bear from that... The stuffed bear from Oxford, too.
Okay, that's
It would
fine.
have to be that bear's head.
I can do that.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so watch out. Hey, WWE, we're going to tag you in this too.
Yeah.
Just be prepared for the Taint Tamper and Bear Man.
Yes. I don't think they're ready.
No, they ain't ready for that yet.
No, they can't handle it.
Vince McMahon, he'd shit his pants if he saw us.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
And you know what else? We're going to bring back Hulk Hogan's old theme song. I am a real American.
Yeah.
Because we're the new face of America. Bones and Tubs and Taint Tamper and Bear Man.
The alt-right of wrestling.
Exactly.
Here to tamp your taints and bear claw that face up,
Yeah.
bitch.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you for the question, Taco. That was a fun one.
Hope you enjoyed it.
But, all right, folks, I think it's about time for us to start wrapping up the show. We'd like to thank you all for listening again. We'd like to thank Ryan Simpson for letting us use his music.
Beautiful bastard.
And you want to check out his music, buy his album. Make him some money.
Yes. Capitalism.
Exactly. Shared capitalism. Because we're all local here.
Right. Support your local organic musician.
And artist. And podcaster.
And podcast.
And content creator.
Anybody creating stuff, taking time, making things for you to enjoy.
Exactly.
Throw $1 at them.
Hey, check out the website, bonesandtubs.com.
Ooh.
We actually have a new artist who we're kind of sharing our website with. Saint Even has started drawing a cartoon for El Owl, our mascot.
Check it out.
Yeah.
It's going to surpass Dilbert.
Oh yeah, big time. But
Shots fired.
shots fired, and I would almost say, watch out, Garfield.
Ooh.
Shit.
Oh my God.
We're not Peanuts level yet, but we might hit Garfield soon.
I like to think that when Charlie Brown goes to kick that football and falls down, L.L. just sits on his face.
Yeah.
Boom.
Just squashes him.
Yeah.
But
He gets fucked to death by that homosexual anvil.
yeah, because you know he'd want that.
But I digress. I don't want to get too much into it.
So yeah, check out our website. Check out, it's bonesandtubs.com, and then up on the links you'll see LL Comics. Click on that.
Ooh.
The first episode, or the first comic is up right now, and they should be coming out weekly
Bitch.
by Saint Even. I talked to him the other day. He said he plans on doing a weekly strip
That's good.
for us. So yeah, check it out.
All this consistency is just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Check out our Patreon page if you want.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
Let us know how much you really love us.
Yeah.
Check out our Facebook page. Send us topics. You guys have been doing that on your own, and it's almost like it's like teaching your kid how to walk.
It's beautiful.
Like every once in a while, we still have to help you out a little bit and send a net out there. But for the most part, you guys are just starting to send them on your own, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, you guys are the shit.
Yeah. You guys are the shit, and we wouldn't exist without you, so you know.
We would like you to share us. Like you want to go to a bar, and you know that you might have the clap, but you still got to get laid.
Exactly.
Share us. Just like the clap.
Just like the clap. Or crabs.
Crabs?
But not as easy to get rid of as crabs.
No.
But
not just shampoo. It's not going to get rid of this, Bones and Tubs.
Exactly. So send us topics. Check out our Facebook, our website, bonesandtubs.com. Check out our Patreon if you feeling extra froggy.
Yes.
And check us out on iTunes.
Ooh.
Send us leave us a review. Put some stars on it. Hey, if you don't like this episode, let us know. Let us know what we can change and do better.
We are currently also in the process, just as an outdoor update, we have picked out a completely new microphone setup. Mm-hmm. We will have our own microphones. It will not be varying levels of loudness and quietness. Yeah. You will hear our tones come straight into your ears like delicious milk.
Because I know, like, I've been listening to the show. I listen to the show. I'm a listener.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes in and out as we're speaking. But once the new rig's set up, you won't have any of that anymore. You can set the volume and leave it there.
Ooh-wee.
So, yeah.
And video, too.
And video, yeah. But thank you for listening. We hope you guys tune in next time. And we'll talk to you then.
We love you.
We really do.
You had me fooled back then. Yeah, but now I see the proof. You're only out for yourself. You're out to make your own truth. I'm on to you. I see the malice in your eyes. Your followers still grovel at your feet, believing every fucking lie. Wipe that smile off your face. It's too late to change what you become. The song is sung. I'm over this charade. Punish me enough for today. You can't take it all back. You can't give what you don't have. But I have learned to trust so few, 'cause I trusted you, and you became someone